In the fast-paced world of professional basketball, personalities clash, rivalries intensify, and emotions run high. In this competitive arena, one name stands out like a lightning rod for controversy and scorn: Dillon Brooks. But what lies beneath the surface of this enigmatic character? But first, don't forget to subscribe to support the Ball Empire channel and hit the like button. Dillon Brooks, a tenacious competitor for the Memphis Grizzlies, has emerged as the most polarizing and contentious figure in today's NBA. Dillon Brooks' journey through the NBA has been marked by moments of intense competitiveness, trash talk, and confrontations that have thrust him into the spotlight, both positively and negatively. To understand the origins of his divisive persona, we must rewind to his formative years and early playing career. Putting things into perspective, the financial repercussions incurred by Dillon Brooks throughout the 2022-23 season are astounding, surpassing the earnings of an average individual in 10 years. Equally astonishing is Brooks' apparent lack of concern regarding the substantial fines he has had to shoulder. Throughout this season, the Memphis Grizzlies guard forward has been obligated to pay an aggregate sum of $248,242 in fines. What's striking is his nonchalant response to this figure, stating, "It's just paper," a statement devoid of any discernible remorse or inconvenience for the expenses incurred. A recent instance of this trend occurred in March when Brooks was penalized $35,000 by the league for unsportsmanlike conduct. He was found to have forcefully shoved a cameraman to the ground during the Grizzlies' match against the Miami Heat, resulting in a 138-119 loss. Subsequently, he faced a suspension shortly thereafter for accumulating his 18th technical foul of the season. This incident transpired following a dunk over Maxi Kleber of the Dallas Mavericks, coupled with a taunt directed at the Mavericks bench. It is evident that Brooks has accrued a less than favorable disciplinary record, and notably, he currently holds the league record for the highest number of received technical fouls. It is reasonable to deduce that this distinction doesn't appear to faze him in the slightest. Born in Mississauga, Canada, on January 22, 1996, Brooks displayed his basketball prowess from a young age, ultimately leading him to join the Oregon Ducks in college. He showcased his potential as a versatile player during his college years, earning accolades and garnering attention as he elevated the Ducks' performance on the court. However, it was also during this time that Brooks began to develop a reputation for questionable plays and unsportsmanlike behavior. His on-court antics, which included aggressive fouls and what some considered excessive trash talk, foreshadowed the controversies that would follow him into the NBA. Selected as the 45th pick in the 2017 NBA draft by the Houston Rockets and subsequently traded to the Memphis Grizzlies, Brooks made a memorable debut by breaking a Canadian scoring record. While his intensity and commitment to the game were evident, so too were his confrontational tendencies. These tendencies occasionally led to clashes with opponents. One notable incident was his interaction with Grayson Allen, his former teammate, during the 2020-2021 season. Their exchanges showcased Brooks' willingness to engage in verbal and physical conflicts, earning him a reputation as a provocateur among fans and players alike. The 2022 playoffs marked a turning point in Dillon Brooks' journey toward becoming the NBA's most polarizing figure. Facing the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs, Brooks found himself embroiled in a series of incidents that only furthered his reputation as a contentious player. From questionable fouls to heated exchanges, Brooks seemed to relish his role as a disruptor, inciting reactions from both opponents and fans. Throughout the 2022-2023 season, Brooks continued to amplify his reputation as a player who thrives on confrontation. Whether it was his infamous trash talk exchanges with other players, his controversial plays, or his unapologetic approach to physicality, Brooks seemed determined to be a dominant presence on the court. Dillon Brooks appears to have garnered limited support beyond the confines of Memphis due to his actions on the court. Throughout the Grizzlies' initial playoff series against the Los Angeles Lakers, Brooks has made a consistent effort to provoke LeBron James, an approach that has not endeared him to a wider audience. Reports suggest that Brooks has established a less than favorable reputation among fellow players in the league. ESPN's Tim McMahon underscored this sentiment on the Hoop Collective podcast, indicating that Brooks' reputation isn't solely a creation of the media, but rather a reflection of his on-court conduct. Describing him as a borderline dirty player, McMahon's observation was echoed by comments from players like Donovan Mitchell and Draymond Green, both of whom have shared their candid thoughts about Brooks' style of play. During Game 3 against the Lakers, Brooks was ejected following an incident where he made contact with James in the groin region. While the contact appeared inadvertent as Brooks attempted to secure a steal, his status as an agitator with a track record of similar actions likely contributed to the ejection decision. Before his ejection, Brooks' performance on the court was notably lackluster, making only 3 of his 13 shot attempts in 19 minutes. It was evident that he became entangled in a self-created rivalry with James, thereby hindering his focus and efficiency. Despite Brooks' efforts to disrupt the Lakers' momentum, the seasoned Lakers team maintained their composure, leading by a substantial margin of 29 points and ultimately securing victory. In response to the events, LeBron James, a seasoned player with a wealth of experience, opted for a pragmatic stance. Following the game, he conveyed his intention to focus on his team's performance rather than making overt statements. As the pages of Dillon Brooks' career continue to turn, his presence within the NBA narrative has become an unmistakable and lasting imprint, emerging from the ranks of promising athletes to a prominent figure on the hardwood. Yet, it is Brooks' willingness to engage in both verbal and physical confrontations that have truly set him apart. His trash talk, at times biting and provocative, adds a layer of drama to his matchups, evoking memories of legendary confrontations from the past. This facet of his game has turned him into a polarizing figure, with fans either admiring his unabashed approach or criticizing it as detrimental to the spirit of the game. In an age where players are often media-trained and cautious with their words, Brooks' unfiltered expressions harken back to an era of candid authenticity. While competitiveness and fire are fundamental traits in any athlete, Brooks has occasionally crossed into territory that some consider unsportsmanlike. His confrontations, whether intentional or not, have led to moments of contention and disciplinary actions. These incidents have not only raised questions about the line between passion and aggression, but have also highlighted the league's ongoing efforts to uphold a sense of fair play and respect among players. In conclusion, in the larger context, Dillon Brooks' story is a cautionary tale about the enduring impact of behavior in professional sports. Whether he chooses to heed the criticisms and recalibrate his approach or remains resolute in his ways, his journey prompts us to reflect on the broader implications of one's actions both on and off the court. As the spotlight remains fixed on the ongoing series and its aftermath, it becomes evident that the stories etched in the annals of sports are not only about wins and losses, but about the character, choices, and legacy of those who partake in the game. He a misunderstood competitor, or has he earned his reputation as the most hated player in the NBA? What do you think of this player? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay tuned for more thought-provoking content. Thanks for watching. Take care, my friend.